So there's only one other person that can give me gear. Oh. Damn it.
Sorry, man, I'm 690, but my character's 39. This is the last character I'm leveling.
I've been running this dungeon all week and it won't drop me my gear that I want.
What pieces do you need?
Necklace, rings, sword, and shield.
Um...
The maze sauce. That won't drop for me from the lightning.
Yeah. I know the feeling. My advice is to grab 2 people you know, or 3 people you know, and just run it with them 3-4 times. I realize that's easier said than done, because I couldn't put together a group of 4 if I wanted to. But, you know,
no, it's every time I do the normal ones, there's always low levels, so it's like, oh, right.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like this dungeon is hard even on vet.
On that it was.
Nah. Let me see. The group.
It's a pain in the butt.
You're the 455, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just a healer.
Okay. Do you have a... Do you have a DPS for a tank?
I don't know.
Okay.
Last time my only first time and last time I did the vet that I've been waiting for a whole week to do. It took an hour.
No, that's way too long. This dungeon, maybe 30 minutes. The people, the DPS issue
the
with,
one tank kept going into the snake that's up here, kept going to the pool and healing it.
Oh my god. Yeah, you gotta stay out of the green cloud. Use ranged attacks. Yeah, well, you know. We'll,
yeah.
We won't have that trouble. Or if we do, I'll just murder it because my DPS is ridiculous for my level. But you can kill it faster than it can heal. But I need some serious DPS to do so. Well, It's gonna do its thing shortly. Yep, backing away. And it's dead. Excellent. See, that's how it should go. If I get any Lamia song stuff, I realize it's not your level, but it would work as a place. Okay.
It's for my tank. That's what I've been trying to get for, and it's not working out right.
Yeah, it would still work as placeholders if I got any, you know, I realize. But you could at least test the build sword. You know, have you considered crafting sets that are similar?
No.
No, I say not remembering what Lamia's song actually does. Is that the one that does the poison blast? Or am I thinking of a different one?
Probably a different one, because the one I'm going after does... When you activate your ultimate, you heal and your allies within 20 meters of you.
Okay, so you want this for your tank? Okay.
Yes, because if I'm lacking in the magicka and the recovery part, that will help.
Okay. So let me suggest a set to you that might be a little easier to put together. Draugr's Rest. Every time you heavy attack, which on your tank you presumably only be doing in hand to hand, where your if you complete the full heavy attack, basically you get a healing circle that heals about 10k, a k a second. So So
What's
it drops in Falkreath normal, and so Falkreath drops on normal. It's a DLC, but
oh, yeah, I probably won't have it. So yeah, I'm stuck.
Okay.
Morrowind DLC, that's about it.
Check and see which DLC it's in, because I am really honest, I don't remember which DLC it's in. I think, you know, I'm not sure, but let me...
Might be the Thieves Guild. I don't have
No, it's not Thieves. It came out way after Thieves Guild. It was the one that was just released, the DLC that was just released a little bit ago.
Fox City?
No, before that, right before that. Let me see. Let me see if I can look it up. Okay, just my advice here's what we'll do, because I'm tired. It's late at night. Google Falkreath Hold and see if you can do that one. Or actually, you could go into dungeons, go into the dungeon finder and just see if try and queue for Falkreath normal and see if it's on your list. You know, if it says, gosh, you don't have this DLC, then you know you don't. But if it says you're okay, then you know you do.
Falkreath like Hold? Yeah, that one I don't have.
Oh, okay.
That one's... that one that happened after Volunteer.
Okay.
Ah, just stuck in the water.
Don't worry about it. I'm pretty self-sustaining. I'm also Templar. So if I have to, I'll support heal, but you're doing fine.
Oh, I got 37k magic and I'm fine.
Yeah, that is good. Put out some solid heals.
Yeah, I'm wearing heavy armor.
So, do you know any good stuff for mages? Like it says.
Sure. Magicka Sork or Stamp Sork? What's your primary stat?
Magicka.
Okay, then get yourself a crafted set of Julianos, and then I would pair that up with either Burning Spell Weave or Necropotence, depending on whether you want to be a pet build or not.
No, I'm not doing a pet build.
Okay, then Burning Spell Weave, and that will give you massive amounts of fire damage. You could also go Netch's Touch if you want to do a pure electrical build. I hear a lot of people arguing over which is better since the Burning Spell Weave nerf, but I have a friend who just started running Burning Spell Weave, and his damage is a K higher than mine. Yeah, with the rotation I use, I can only pick up about 14k DPS and change. He picks up 15k and change using Burning Spell Weave and Julianos, and I don't know what his rotation is. Rotation makes a difference. Your rotation is what attacks you use and what order you do them in. That can make a difference of at least 1 or 2k, and potentially as much as 4 or 5k when you get into execute abilities.
I didn't know. Yes, it was that deep about their attacks.
Oh, dude, yes. I have pages of spreadsheets because I'm OCD that way.
Hide from my song.
Oh, my food ran.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick it out.
Sure. Yeah, the dome will protect you. I'm gonna stand out here because it's not gonna bother me that much.
It's not going to bother me that much.
I have 690 champion points, which cuts my damage by about 30%, give or take.
Makes a big difference.
Yeah, and on top of that, I'm wearing gear I crafted myself for everything but rings and the amulet, because you can't craft them yet. So I am durable for my level. You know, sometimes when I go farming, you know, I'm low level, so people challenge me to duels. And I'm still wearing my level 26 gear. And, you know, I don't normally PvP, but this is a good PvP build just because it's a solo farming build, and it just spits murder in all directions. So I was really happy.
Hide from my song.
Because you know, when my other characters go out that are 690, they die by PvP because they're PvE builds. But this guy, no. So, but anyway, so if you don't have a crafter yet, my advice is to start one because it takes about 6 months to get all your stuff researched. And it can take longer. It took me a year. So
I almost have mine all done.
oh, nice. Very nice.
The only one I have fully set done is my heavy armor.
So there's not some crafted set you can sub out for.
Not really. Because I need the rings and I need the sword and shield.
Yeah, but I mean, normally you want to go with one one
going
crafted
with
set
ebony.
and one. Oh, okay. Really?
Yes.
That's really good for the rest of the party. But you'll need you'll have about 6k less health than you would if you weren't kind and generous to everybody else in the party. Just letting you know.
I'm doing pretty good. I'm higher than 40k already.
Okay, as long as you have at least 40k, you're good. All right.
So I'm pretty dang good.
Okay.
I'm at
So
like 43 almost.
cool. Has anybody told you what the? Oh, here's a chest. Has anybody told you what the cap is for damage reduction yet? So you know what to set your resists at? Okay, so it's 33,100. 620 resistance is equal to 1% damage mitigation. And I won't do a deep dive on damage mitigation.
Okay, just tell me the physical and spell resistance. That's too many numbers.
Okay. 620 equals 1%. So I think it works. I think it's 33,100.
So 33,000 physical.
100 and spell. That's 50% damage mitigation.
Okay.
And the game is there aren't any soft caps anymore. Haven't been for over a year. But the hard cap on resistance is 50% damage mitigation. Now you can add things to that like a bone pirate helm and whatnot, or a circle of protection. But damage reduction stacking, it's not additive. So if you manage to pull together 100% damage reduction, you would not take 0 damage. They're additive, not. I'm
using Shadow Red for the Shadow Clan for the 50.
Okay, the 15%. Okay, so the way that would work, let's say you had 50% reduction, and again, it can get complicated if you have a damage shield, and some things reduce damage before a shield, but most reduce them after, and it gets complicated. But basically, let's say you take 1,000 damage. Your resistance would probably kick in first. I don't remember the order of the transactions because I'm tired, but assuming you're kicked in first with 1,000 damage, you take 500, but then your 15% would kick in. Well, though, because it's Shadowrend and it reduces their damage, I think it comes off the top. But let's say it was a Circle of Protection that I know comes after. You'd go 50% damage, 500 left. Then you'd have then you'd take 8% off the 500, and then it would impact your health. With the Shadow Rend, it comes off, assuming the thing is affected by it, it would come off their damage first. So it would be 15% would come off 1,000, so that was what, 850? And then you take 50% against your defenses, which is 425. And then if you happen to be in a circular protection as well, 8% would come off of that. And I don't know what that is, because, again, tired. But then that would go against your health.
So that's pretty good then.
Yeah, go for 50% mitigation if you want to be a serious tank, and then adjust everything else from there. Because there is nothing else that is as good as taking straight up less damage. I mean...
Well, I have... I think the last time I checked, I have more than physical resistance.
You'll want to use your champion points to balance those, or go for reinforced, or however you want to do it. It can get pretty complicated.
That's without reinforced.
Okay, because and you're a tank, so you're going to probably be in all heavy armor.
Yep.
So you'll want some reinforced pieces till you get your armor where you want it to be. You know, physical and spell resistance. Then you'll probably want infused or divine for other pieces. Infused, you get more bang for your buck on big pieces like legs and chests and helms.
Yeah, I know.
But you get better divine. Okay, on little pieces. But all right. Okay, so is this the one that? No, this is not the lightning in the water one. This is just the one that looks like the lightning in the water one.
Your reign is over. Be
Yes.
gone.
No, it is the lightning in the
Ow,
water one.
damn it.
Okay, so get out of the water. Is my advice. I'll do a support heal, but you're almost at the edge of my range. Okay, she's taunted, so she should be on me.
No one's out of my range.
Yeah, you're a healer. I'm a Templar. I can heal, but I heal with a small h, not a capital H like you. Anyway.
There, she's out of the water now.
Nice. Yeah, I keep taunting her and breaking her armor. But why is her armor not breaking? That is beyond... Oh, because she has a shield.
Yep.
So damage shields don't take crits. Important safety tip.
So how do you know all this? Do you have a book on this or something?
Oh god, I wish. No, I just had to read it all online. From
This part of the
bit
dungeon
online.
is you can tell by your damage how much you're doing.
You know, I've read many things over the last year and a half playing, and you know, most people will not share this information because it really helps you in PvP. And but you know, I'm an engineer by trade, at least when I'm employed. So I like numbers, and I like knowing how things work. So, you know, this is what I do in between applying for jobs. But one day I'll be a data center manager again. You'll see. It's going to take a while. The economy is crap. But anyway, back to the game. Damage shield. So let's say somebody has a 10k damage shield and you do 20k in damage. That'll drop. Now the damage shields don't take crits. So even if you crit on that attack, it's still going to drop 10k off it before the crit multiplier. So you'll have 10k left that'll crit. That 10k will turn into 15k because crits increase damage about 50%. And then that goes against your resistance and any damage reduction you have, and so forth. And if you get into damage shield stacking, it gets really complicated, and I have to look at a chart. But just remember, 620 physical or spell resistance reduces your damage taken by 1%. So there's, you know, if you're not a tank, get yourself a heavy chest and make everything else light except for one piece which you want to leave medium. So you'll have one light piece. You'll have one piece that's not what you, well, two pieces that aren't what you use. Say you're a Magigasork, you would want all light gear, but you need what do you call it? You would need a medium and a heavy piece. Or if you're a tank, you would want to fit a light and a medium piece in somewhere. And the reason for this is the Undaunted passive. Yeah, 6% bonus to
mental.
Yeah, I mean, who would not want that?
I
mean,
almost have that on my healer.
Nice. I mean, that's just a huge boost.
I'm only going to get 4 because the way I set my character up on my healer. But that's fine.
No.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's, you know, whatever works, man.
I've been doing some research, but it takes so long. I mean, there's just so much to this game. It's incredible.
Oh, me
Oh, yeah,
research.
but
I got nothing but time. I'm home 24/7. I've been
But
trying to
you
do this dungeon for a week.
Oh, that reminds me, I gotta check and see what gear I got. I realize I can only give you placeholder pieces, but... okay, so my only jewelry is looking like an emerald ring, which is essentially trash.
Son of a biscuit eater. This dungeon hates me.
You know, I won't go into theories on how the RNG in this game works, because we'd be
This is the
here
only
hours.
dungeon that won't drop me anything.
Yeah, but anyway, I don't know. But anyway, for your Magicka Sork, use the 2 sets I suggested. You can fine tune it from there, but you'll be very competitive with Burning Spellweave and Julianos. Until you start picking up endgame weapons from veteran content like Veteran Dragon Star Arena, Master Staffs, and stuff like that, or Maelstrom Staffs from Veteran Maelstrom Arena, which I'm still not through on Vet. I can walk through it on normal, but on Vet, that freaking iceberg level, and I just die, and I die, and I die. She breaks that. I get the boss down to 15%. I start executing. She breaks that 3rd iceberg under me, and I die. I did that for 8 or 9 solid hours, and then I just said, enough. Well, it's supposed to be the hardest level. Oh, it's solo. I wish I could.
Oh no!
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Dragon Star is multiplayer, but yeah, check out. It's in Hrothgar or Kraglorn, I forget.
It's
One's in one and one's in the other.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dragon Star's in Kraglorn.
Yeah, so Dragon Star is good practice for your solo build.
Son of a biscuit.
Most of them are. Most of the levels are DPS races toward the end, but if you're completely made of glass, you'll die.
I use a healing staff as my secondary weapon, and it kind of helps, but it's
Yeah, most people recommend a pet build for going through Maelstrom Arena. I have not tried that. Supposedly the pet draws aggro, and I'm wondering if that was from back when pets were immune to damage over time effects. Now they just take them at a reduced rate. So,
yeah, the Clanfear does. The Clanfear's a tank.
Yeah, that Clanfear is a good tank. So anyway, so there's my my thoughts on builds. This is just a basic Stamplar build. I spam Adric Spear, and everything I wear is oriented toward weapon damage. Because it's easy. This is how I build out things I'm leveling. I hit one button over and over. Occasionally I will heal myself. And, my gear's getting really stale because level 40 now? Yeah. I'm level 40 now, and it's all level 26 gear, which means it's almost down 50% in terms of performance. So if it would do 2,000 damage, and I'm twice the level of my gear, I would only get 1,000 out of it, or something like that. So I could craft new gear, but I'm too lazy. I've only got 10 levels to go, and then I can wear my good gear. So I'd give this gear to some other thing I'm leveling. I mean, it's not even training gear, because I didn't feel like going to the effort on this character. It's all reinforced now that I look at it. I'm not quite sure what I was thinking, but
when I made my new character, I got it done in 3 days.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, 3 days?
Yep, 0 to 50 in 3 days.
Nice. I'm gonna be taking a little longer.
I have too much time.
2 weeks.
Well, I understand that. I've been unemployed for a while, but
I've been unemployed forever.
It's hard to find something. I stopped counting at 500, but based on the amount of time that's gone by and how often I do things, I know I've filled out over 1,000 applications in the last year.
Wow. I have a back problem. Then I have a damaged ligament in my left knee, and I've been recently diagnosed as asthma.
You need something where you can telecommute and get direct deposit.
I just want to be something that's at home so I could just get money in.
So, have you considered getting a CCNA, some kind of networking certification?
I don't know if that happens in Canada.
Yeah, the Cisco certifications are global. You can maintain a network from anywhere. I mean, I used to handle sites all over the world.
It has to be something that I will actually sit down and actually do. If not, then It's part of my ADHD.
I understand.
With the video games, I'm glued.
Then there are a bunch of free game making utilities. There was I'm old, so I remember this stuff because I was young when it came out. But there's a kind of, I forget the name, but there was kind of a hippie-style commune that supported themselves by making video games. You know, mostly text, but they got into some basic dungeon crawl stuff. I forget what it was called. They also did a screensaver that was all fractals. I don't remember their name, but you know, they supported an entire commune doing that. Oh, God, I wish I could remember the name, but it's been 30 years since I last played one of their games. You know, pick up one of the free game makers online. You know, something like that. I don't know, but you know, there's you know, whatever your background is in, you could, you know, go to one of the sites that refers people to consultants for a fee, and you don't pay that. The client does, and they refer them to you for your expertise in whatever area or areas. You just send them your resume. You know. So, anyway, just trying to brainstorm, because I'm naturally helpful. If none of this works, my apologies. But, you know, so...
Yeah, that's a little in my... went over my head kind of thing.
Okay. So...
Short attention span does not help.
Yeah, I get that. But figure out something maybe that comes in bite-sized chunks, can be done remotely. Thinking proofreading. Because if you're working from home, it doesn't really matter how long it takes you. You know, read a couple of pages, go do something else, read a couple of pages, go do something else. Medical transcription also leaps to mind. You know, copy a couple pages of a medical file. You know, go do some, you know, go play some ESO, you know, 10 minutes later, come back, a couple of more pages. You know, ESO is what I do in between filling out job applications. I've applied for every job for which I'm qualified that I'm, you know, in at least 3 states, technically 7, but some of them, they don't exactly have a lot of my job. So,
Job
I'm in.
qualifications.
The problem is I'm overqualified. You know,
you're too smart for the job.
Yeah, unfortunately. I'm really well established in my field, and they go, well, shit, I can hire 3 people for what I would pay you. And I go, yeah, but each of them would only be a third as good, and unfortunately they don't stack. You know, I have 18 years experience.
They have probably only 1 or 2.
You can't get you can't get 3 6-year-olds, you know, so to speak, and stack it that way. You know,
that doesn't work that way.
You know, you add in my other experience, it's over 30 years. You know, when you spend the equivalent of someone's, you know, adult lifetime doing something, you get good at it. You know, I make no claims to any special talents. You know,
This is my special talent, video games. I have over 27 consoles and handheld systems.
Dude, you know, an aptitude for video games makes you a good candidate for remote management.
Remote management?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I used to manage teams all over the world. People I'd never meet in person. You know, I had to evaluate them based on their performance and whether or not they met their goals. Just like you're going through a dungeon. You know, I tried to explain this to my ex-wife, but she doesn't get it. You know, but I know you will. You know, when you go in with a team, you know, you say, what's your goal? In this case, we're going to go through the dungeon, or maybe it's build a data center. I don't know. And you know, you get your tank, your DPS, your healer. You know, I pick up a network admin. You know, a project manager, a facilities guy, and a layer 1 tech. That's my real world team, but I'll never meet these guys. And you know, we set our goal: build a data center, kill the boss in the dungeon, And it's the same thing. You evaluate people on how well they achieve, their milestones.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Is the tank taunting? Is the tank
good?
throwing
Is the
aggro?
tank even doing his damn job?
Exactly. How's my health bar? Is it constant? Is the healer keeping up? DPS, are the monsters burning down fast enough? It is exactly the same, except
yeah. I run to a few of those tanks that couldn't tank worth a shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to watch for people who are double queued. Because people will queue as tanks and healers, and they're really DPSs.
Yeah.
And my DPS waits in line for 30 minutes like a good boy. But some people, they kind of work the system, and there's nothing wrong with working a system. But not in this case. Yeah.
No.
It's being worked.
You need a tank that knows what he's doing and a healer that keeps the heals. Other than that, those two main things, the dungeon will move smoothly. Doesn't matter how long it takes. Long it gets done.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been through a lot of those. I ran Imperial City Prison. I had tanks about 20k or less. It was a nightmare.
Yeah. No tank has 20k hit points.
Nope.
Not if they're really spec'd as a tank. I mean,
they weren't spec'd as a tank.
When I was level 6, I had more than 20k hit points. Yeah, no, they're
level
just...
6 on any character when you start, you got more than 20k.
Yeah, and... I don't know.
It was just a nightmare.
I believe it.
So yes, I know the reference you mean by that.
Yeah, so, it's just a real world application of the exact same skill. And... I know my son will be a good manager one day, because he likes telling people what to do, and he likes
I don't like telling people what to do that well. I hate doing that. I like giving people advice and help with their builds, but that's about it.
There are different management styles. You can help, but you can manage by suggestion. We need to stay on task.
Have you ever heard of Path of Exile? PC and Xbox game. Well, if you ever looked it up and look at the skill tree, I can make builds from it.
Oh wait, is this the one with the gigantic skill tree where you can actually path over to other classes?
Yep, Path of Exile.
Yeah, I have a friend who plays that. I haven't played it yet, but he said it was really good.
I can make builds from that.
Nice.
From scratch.
Nice.
It's a nightmare. I didn't want to do it at first, and my bro that lives like 4 blocks away convinced me to play it. So I played on Xbox.
Yeah, cool.
I made his Scion build, I made Marauder build, I made my Necromancer build.
Yeah, cool. Very cool.
I hate that tree system.
Yeah, something to be said for customization. But anyway, it's 2:30 for me, man. I gotta go. But it was good chatting with you. Yeah.
Oh, you're 2 hours ahead.
Yeah. So, but anyway, peace out, man. Take care.
Yep. See ya.